Look at this problem 9. We've got fractions here. We know how to deal with these. We'll get the LCD, multiply every single term by the LCD. So the LCD here is 10, right? What's the smallest number that both 5 and 2 go into? It's 10. And then I'm going to multiply both sides of this inequality by 10, and then I distribute over here. So essentially what I'm going to do is just write the 10 alongside every original term. Now this is positive, so because I'm multiplying an inequality, I just have to be a little bit careful. When I multiply both sides by an inequality, by a positive number, the direction of the sign does not change. So let's write that. We're going to have 10 dot 9 over 5. That's going to be strictly greater than 10 dot, I'm going to write the negative 1 up there, negative 1/5 minus 10 dot 1/2 x. All right, so what I've done is I put the 10 here, I put the 10 here, and I put the 10 here. Now we'll get some cancellation here, right? 5 will go into 10 twice, and now we're left with 2 times 9. So we get an 18 here, strictly greater than. Now what happens here? The 5 again will go into 10 twice, and we're left with 2 times negative 1, which is negative 2, minus, and now over here, what's going to happen here? This 2 will divide into 10 5 times, and then we get 5 times 1 times x. So we get negative 5x. Okay, good progress. Now we want to isolate the x, right? We want that x by itself, so let's eliminate the 2. It's being subtracted, so we'll add 2. So if I add 2 to each side, I'm going to get 20, strictly greater than negative 5x. Now I'm going to divide by that negative 5. So divide by negative 5, and alert, we're dividing through an inequality by a negative, so the direction of that inequality sign, that greater sign, is going to change to a less than sign. So now we're going to get 20 over negative 5 is strictly less than x. 20 divided by negative 5 is negative 4, strictly less than x. But I'm going to turn that around because I like to have the variable on the left side. So if negative 4 is less than x, if you just turn that whole thing around, if you turned it around, pick it up and turn it around, that would be the same as x is strictly greater than negative 4. And I can graph that by writing a number line, labeling it x. Now because this is a strict inequality, I'm going to draw an open circle at negative 4, and the arrow tells me which way to go. It says go to the right. I want all numbers greater than negative 4. Number 13 is similar to number 9, but it just looks a little bit bigger, a little bit more complex, but it's going to work the same way. We've got fractions. I've got these two fractions, 1/3 and 1/4. The LCD is 12, so I'm going to write that 12 alongside 1, 2, 3, 4, all 4 original terms. So let's write this 12 alongside all 4 original terms. I'll write it here, 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 and here. It looks like this. 12 times 5 minus 12 times 1/3 x, strictly greater than 12 times 1/4 x plus 12 times 2. Let's simplify. 12 times 5 is 60 minus, and what happens here now? 3 will go into 12 4 times, and we are left with 4 times 1x, 4x, so we're left with 4x here, strictly greater than, and what happens here? 4 will go into 12 3 times, so we are left with 3 times 1, which is 3x, so we're left with the 3x here, and then plus, this last term's a 24. Well, we've got x's on both sides. Choose a side. For me, I like to have the x's on the side on which I have more already. So on the left side, I see I'm down 4. On the right side, I'm up 3. I've got more x's on the right side. I'm going to get all the x's over on the right side. So I'm going to add 4x. So I'll get 60, strictly greater than, now, 3x plus 4x, 7x, plus 24. Let's subtract that 24. So let's subtract the 24. So 60 minus 24 is a 36 is greater than 7x. Let's divide by 7, alert. So we'll get 36 over 7 is greater than x, right? We don't change the direction of the inequality sign because we divided by a positive. But now I like to write this with the x on the left side. It's just easier to read. So I'm going to pick these up and turn them around. So if this number is bigger than x, then x must be less than that number. So I'll write it like this. X is less than 36 over 7. And the graph is going to look like this. I'll put an open circle at 36 over 7 and shade everything to the left.